Just got to locals. This is actually a locals I've never been to. I've been to a Paper Hero Games before, but this is a completely different one than I've ever played at. So we'll see how tonight goes. Hopefully the people here are pretty cool. I do have one friend that's coming, so it'll be cool to at least have one familiar face. Overall, I'm excited. Goal is to still go 3-0 or 4-0 depending on how many rounds there are, which with the deck that I'm bringing, I definitely feel like I can. So we'll see. I'm gonna record all the matches. I'm gonna still do a recap of each match in this video, but I'm also gonna release the full matches as their separate videos. So look out for those. I'm gonna probably space them out every other day, but I should have full match videos on the channel this coming week. So look out for those. Let's just get in, sign up, and see how this local goes. All right, a quick interlude before we get into the rest of the video. I made a few changes to the deck list. If you go back and watch my deck profile, you'll see the entire list that I'm playing. I made a handful of changes here or there, testing out different things, just seeing if I like certain things. And this one thing that I've tried out and is sticking is the Fallen of the Virtuous package. So I took out the 3 Imperm. I'm putting 3 Fallen of the Virtuous in the main. That's the only thing in the main deck that I'm changing, but I think this package is really strong, and I think Imperm has kind of been lacking for me recently, so I think the Fallen of the Virtuous is just going to take its spot in the main deck. Now in the extra deck, I need to make room for the cost of the Fallen of the Virtuous, so I needed at least 2 extra deck spaces. So what I did was I cut Link Spider and I cut Necroquip, just because I haven't really summoned Necroquip a lot, and then Link Spider has only really helped like once or twice, so I figured those were 2 easy cuts. Essentially, I cut those and I put the Albion and the Ecclesia, so I have the cost to send for the Fallen of the Virtuous. I know a lot of people's extra decks are tight right now, and definitely Elfnote decks are pretty tight in general, but I definitely think there's room for these 2 cards. So I've been testing it out and I really like it, and I think the Fallen of the Virtuous is just a really good card, so I made the space, and overall I think the package is going to do really well. Now the biggest changes I made were in the side deck. I'm still running Triple Nib. A lot of people either love or hate this card. I enjoy it. I think it's really good. I think a lot of people are disrespecting it right now. I think Nib paired with another hand trap or 2 is really good, so I'm going to keep it at 3 right now. The next one, obviously I'm keeping the double Droll. Droll just wins hard against certain decks, and there's a lot of rogue decks that search a lot at my normal locals I go to, so Droll beats a lot of those decks. And then the first change that I'm making is I'm taking out the Evenly Match. I think overall Evenly Match is a really good card, but I just wanted to test out having more hand traps. So what I'm doing is I'm taking out the Evenly and I'm going to try triple Ghost Mourner, just because even if I don't use Ghost Mourner on my opponent's turn, I can still use it as fodder for either the spell or the trap. So I think if I go post side and I'm siding in these 8 cards, having an 8 additional hand traps I think is pretty valuable. So I'm going post side. I'll have like 25 non-engine, which is, I think, really good. This is what I'm going to stick to right now and just see how it works, because I think Ghost Mourner is a good card. The next thing I cut was the Solemn package. For some reason, just like Judgment and Warning weren't really hitting strong for me, so I wanted to test something out, and I've really been trying to get this card in the deck in general, so I'm putting triple Droplet in. I think Droplet is a crazy card, and I think just having the thoughts of dropping that Solemn package was like, you know what, let's just go 3 for 3. We'll drop the 3 Solemn cards, put the Droplet in, and see how it goes. I think overall Droplet's going to be a good addition, especially going first and or second. It really depends on the matchup, but there's a lot of utility for this card. We'll see how I use it, but I definitely think it's going to be an improvement over the Solemn package, but we'll see. Haven't tested it too much, but overall these 6 cards are pretty much the only changes I've made to the side deck. And then the last package that I'm running for my side deck is triple Secret Village and the 1 Metaverse. I'm a big fan of, if your deck can run blowout cards, you should run them. It's an auto win against Sky Striker. It's an auto win against Radiant Typhoon. Metaverse is just a 4th copy of Secret Village, and if you open up Metaverse and you set it and then activate it in their draw phase, they can't MST the Secret Village, because Secret Village gets activated on the resolution of Metaverse. So even if they were to respond to Metaverse, unless they negate Metaverse, Secret Village is going to be activated on resolution of this card, and they can't pop it with any of their spells. So you just win. You just win against that deck. So overall, these are the changes I made with the side deck. Obviously, there's way more changes in the side deck than the main, but I think the Fallen of the Virtuous in the main is super important. And I think overall, these changes are going to make this deck a lot better. So with that being said, let's get back into the video. The homie Jet's here. We're the only ones that came from Legacy. Hey, we're going to do a deck profile, full breakdown on what it does, and the 2 best 1-card combos. He's going to walk us through it.
Get the goo.
RBs, right?
RBs.
Best
Slept on. Best deck.
I will say there are some broken cards in that deck.
Definitely broken cards.
So we'll see how it goes.
Stage landing, baby.
Stage landing.
Nice card printed.
It's a really good card. But I think we're about to start round 1. Low-key, I hope I play Jet. If I don't, I hope I play him in the finals, and we get first.
I do not want to play your deck.
Hey, we get first and second. That's the goal. The goal is for us to get first and second. All right, round 1, table 7 against Tomas, I think. Let's get it. All right, so this is the second duel of the first match. I end up losing the first one. I kind of misplay a little bit, but going into the second one, I'm going to go first. He Perulias me in standby. I'm like, okay, I don't have the Ash, so whatever. I'm like, all my cards right now summoned from my hand. I open Medius, Tania, and Track. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just go fiendsmith first and hope I can get my Caesar on board. So I do Track, discard Lurie, special summon Lurie, go into Requiem, Requiem's effect, I special out Lacrima, Lacrima's effect, send Engraver. I go Engraver's effect, send back Lurie. He bells me. I'm like, sick! Perulia Bell off the rip. All right, so I'm going to have to give you a draw here. And my thoughts are, do I go Medius the Pure or do I just go straight to Nia and just do some Elfnote stuff? I decide, you know what? I'm going to be a little greedier. I'm just going to give him an extra draw. I'm going to go Medius, go into Omega, and rip one of the cards. And then I search from Power Patron. I search Lucina. I'm not going to use it. I'm just using it to have resources in hand. Then I'm thinking right now, what do I do? So I'm just like, I'm going to go to Nia, and I'm going to go Fortuna, and I'm going to give him 2 more draws. And like that is as much as I'm going to give him. So hopefully he doesn't have a Fimena in hand, even though his starting hand was Fimena, Lucius, Perulia, Ghost Bell, and Brandon Fusion. I summoned Tania, he draws into Fua. Obviously, I don't know anything about Fua yet, but like that's just like one of the best draws you can have there because the spell is specials from deck. So I'm gonna activate the spell. I'm gonna send Tania. He's gonna chain Fualos. I'm like, sick. Just another draw. So I do it. Special out Lucina. And at this point, I'm like, he's gonna have Fimena in hand. I already know it. So I'm already in a losing battle. So I just continue to play. I get Fortuna. Special out Fortuna. I activate Fortuna's effect to place. Obviously, he draws. There's really not much more I can do. I'm going to try to give him one more draw and just see what I can do with this. So I activate the trap. I send Fortuna. I get Power Patron on field. Going into Sterlitzia. I go Sterlitzia's effect to get Tania. He drew into a Bestial, so he's going to banish my Fortuna and then summon out the Bestial. And I'm like, sick, whatever. You're already super plus anyway. So I sent Fallen of the Virtuous. I have this decent board. If he doesn't have Fimena here, like at least I can play next turn. Not the case. He has Fimena. Sends, I think, Pan Lucius, and yeah, I think he drew into Pan, which is just like also godly. So he's gonna like bounce, pop, and I'm gonna end up chaining my Omega to banish one card, which doesn't even matter, because I really can't play. All I really have on this end board is a pop with Fallen of the Virtuous, and then I have a on-field Omni-Negate. But all the resources that he has, it doesn't really matter, so I'm just in a really losing position right here. You open up Perulia, Fualos, Ghost Bell against... I could have potentially given him one less draw, but even then, I think if I give him one less draw, he still gets the Fualos, and he already has Fimena, so like he's already going to start with so many resources. He had enough in his hand to win turn 0, so in the end phase, he gets Malulu, so it's just another card. I'm like, okay, he has so much. He has Rahu, Ketu set, 2 monsters on field. I have 2 interactions, so I end up giving him a fist bump, and he ends up winning.
Okay, match 1, I lost. It was up against Brandon Dracotel. Game 1, I feel like I forced it. I just kind of misplayed. I didn't set up strong enough board. Game 2, the dude Perulia'd me, had Bell, drew into Fua. So I just like, it was either don't play or let him draw 6. So I decided to let him draw 6. And when you let Dracotel draw 6 cards, 7, maybe 7 cards, now I'm thinking about it, it's just gonna be a hard game. So I ended up losing. I went 0-2 and lost that first match. Hopefully I do better the second match and don't misplay. And honestly, I didn't realize how much Bell hurts. The guy had Bell every hand and it just crushed me. So, and being able to recur the Bell when you are Thalion, get Bell back to hand was like, damn. It hurts the trap, hurts the synchro, hurts Medius, hurts Engraver. So I was just trying to like play around things, and it just wasn't going my way. So lost that first one, but I am going to come back stronger and win the second match. So let's go.
Okay, so this next matchup is against Pure Branded. He wins the dice roll and decides to go first. He opens up Branded opening. He explains to me what it does. He said specials from deck. So I have Fualos. I drop Fualos. I'm not sure what this monster is. He specials it out. I draw my card. I still have Ash. So whatever he just activated, I ashed it because I was like, yeah, no. He normal summons out Quim.
sends Blazing Cartesia to grave, sets 1, and decides to pass. I tell him, hey, you should shuffle your deck. Let me cut it because I have Theorealize. So I activate Theorealize, sending Medius for cost. Look at the top. The card was Super Poly. I'm like, yeah, no, if this game goes one more turn, I am not going to let him Super Poly my 2 monsters. He ends up effect veiling my Medius of Pure that I special out by sending Lacrima back to the deck. I special out Lucina. I ask him, hey, do you have anything here? I have nothing on summon. He says no. I'm like, okay, cool. Activate the effect, search for Power Patron. On resolution, he has Fallen of the Virtuous. In my head, I'm like, damn, he should have just Fallen of the Virtuous on summon. He just doesn't know the deck. So he pops my Lucina, tries to activate Quim. I decide to bell it. So now he has no interactions. I normal summon Power Patron, and then I just go off. So if he just timed things right and sequenced it, he definitely could have stopped me. Overall, he would have been in a good place, but I definitely would have been able to still do full fiendsmith because I had Theorealize in the grave. So he has no interactions. I go full fiendsmith right here. I'm just looking at my board, trying to make sure I know what to do. I'm pretty sure he has nothing. I summon out Lacrima. Lacrima gets back engraver, go into DDD. I have Tania in hand, so I'm about to go full Elfnote. I already did Lucina, so I'm going to go Tania, go into Welcome Home, go into Fortuna. I'm going to place the trap, and then I'm going to send Sequence for Power Patron, go into Sterlitzia. Then once I get Sterlitzia out on the board, I'm going to have Sterlitzia in the center zone. I'm going to special out Tania, and then I'm going to attack over all his monsters. I ask him what the things do when they hit the grave, just to make sure nothing's going to happen. Then attack and clear his board. We go into the end phase. He ends up searching for Branded Fusion off of Albion, and then he draws into, I think, Branded in red. There's no way he has any chance of being in a winning position here, but overall, he did misplay, just not knowing the deck and not knowing the timing. And yeah, so he overall was a cool dude. It was great to talk to. We had a fun match. I ended up taking it 2-1. All right, OTS packs, let's open them. It's kind of loud in here. You probably don't hear me. Nothing. Come on, get the ulti. Nothing. Star hand. I'm right here. Tyler, table 3. Are you cool if I film? You cool if I film it? Sick. Okay, I'm editing the video right now. I didn't realize I didn't give a recap at the store about that last match. That last match was against Pure Branded. He ended up winning the die roll and ended up choosing to go first. I end up dropping Fuwalos on him and dropping a well-placed Ash. He ends up passing with 2 monsters on board, essentially that don't do anything, and I think he set 1 back row. I ended up opening with Medius the Pure, Tania, and 1 other starter in hand, so I kind of just went off. He effect veilered my Medius, but it didn't matter. So I got an easy game 1, and then game 2, my opening hand was double Nibiru, double Droll, and maybe like the trap or something. It was a complete just brick. I ended up drolling him, didn't matter. I ended up nibbing him. It did do something, but like not enough. I ended up having a starter, tried to play. He stopped it with 1 interruption. I just was like, let's go to game 3. I sided out Nib and Droll. I was like, I don't want to see these in my hand. I sided back all in my going first cards. And then essentially the only thing different from the main deck was I took the 3 Fuwalos out and put 3 Droplet in. I ended up going full board. I think he had 1 interaction to like kind of mess with it, but I ended up still having a Caesar, a Synchro, and 2 Elfnotes on board, and I ended up taking the game 3 pretty easily. So at this point, we are 1-1, and we're gonna go strong into the final round and see how we do. All right, so this is game 3 of my final match. I ended up winning the first one, he won the second one, and then we're going into the third one, and in standby, he Perulias me. I'm like sick, I don't really have many things to play right now. I have Fortuna, I have Lacrima. So I'm thinking maybe I give him 2 draws, whatever. So I go normal Lacrima, give him a draw, activate Lacrima's effect. He really doesn't have anything. I mean, he could Imperm Lacrima right now, which I think he's holding Imperm for Elfnote stuff. So he just lets me send Engraver, get Requiem, activate Requiem. He doesn't really have any plays here because his only interaction is Imperm. So I technically go full Fiendsmith real quick with just Lacrima because I'm going to get Engraver on field, and then I'm going to get the other Engraver on field, and then I go into DDD. Now my only play is I have Fortuna and Welcome Home. So I special summon Fortuna. He draws nothing. I activate Fortuna's effect. He goes Veiler. I'm like, nah, Fallen the Virtuous. He could have chained Imperm too. So he tries to Delta me here, which would stop the whole play. So I'm like, yeah, no, you're not special summoning out. So I go DDD. He has Imperm. He could have stopped that whole interaction and just like stop my plays, but he didn't. So I get the trap out. Fortuna goes to the grave. I got Welcome Home. I have 1 in hand. So I go Welcome Home. Send Ghost Spell. Special summon Lucina. right here I'm thinking, damn, I already used my normal summon, so I can't really do much here. So I definitely sequenced things wrong. I should have done Welcome Home, and then I should have like normal summon Power Patron, but we live and we learn. So I'm going to get Tania to hand instead. I'm just going to give him an extra draw just to get the body in the center zone. I double take, say screw it, let's do it. So I get Tania in the center zone, and this is my board. It's pretty weak. Like, to be honest with you, I'm thinking, well, I just lost. I am able to get a Fallen of the Virtuous out, so it's kind of nice. So I have one special summon negate. I have a non-target bounce for a monster. If I can get Tania out of the center zone, I have a random hand banish, and then also I'm going to special summon Fortuna and bounce a spell. So there's a handful of things I can do, but I should have definitely lost this game in my opinion. He imperms my DDD off the rip, so my DDD now is just going to be fodder for the trap to special out Fortuna. I don't know what this spell does, but I figured why not get Fortuna at the board, so I send DDD because he's just a monster right there. I get Fortuna on the board. His effects resolves. He specials out his Omni Negate. I'm like, okay, I'm going to just force out an interaction, activate Lucina. He negates it so it doesn't switch, which is pretty decent because now Tania's still there. My only real interactions right now is I have a pop and I have that continuous spell bounce. I know there's a continuous spell that gets played in like the sequencing of Azamina. I don't remember what it does, but I know he plays it and he sets it right here with Black Witch. I'm thinking as soon as he activates it, I'm just going to bounce it back. He knows that, so he goes into Dark Magician because he wants to go into Yummy, and I don't want him to go to Yummy. So he activates Soul Sending a monster and specialing it out. Then he's going to go into Gravity Controller. I'm like, nah, I'm going to pop that. You're not going into Cupsy Wupsy. So now my only interaction is Fortuna, and it kind of is an important interaction. He activates it, but doesn't like activate the effect, so nothing happens. He activates Musician Souls, sends 2 spells. I'm going to activate Fortuna to bounce my trap back. Then he's going to draw, and then I'm going to non-target banish, which is an imperm, which doesn't really matter. He gets 1 card in hand, draws. I don't know what he gets, but his board is pretty weak and doesn't do anything. So I draw, and then essentially he just has nothing. So I end up just thinking of what I can do. I add Power Patron with Lucina. I go Fiendsmith, go into Requiem. He ashes the Requiem. I was just trying to get another big body on the board. A normal Power Patron, Synchro for 10, special summon Lucina, attack, attack, attack. Game over.
I went 2-1, ended up with 6 packs. I'm gonna open this one. I'm gonna have Jet open this one.
The maze.
I have to open the burst. The burst is the best one.
I hear Dark Magician.
I'm about it.
Hey,
Secret, I got the
Sheena.
Sheena.
Damn, that was a good pack.
Yeah, that was a good one. What'd you get?
Ah.
I don't know what that is.
No.
I thought Lightning Storm was an Ultra. I got Jaden Sandwich Day.
Hey, Sheena's a good pull.
All right, he's gonna open another maze. I'm gonna open another maze. I'm just gonna go straight to it.
That's not terrible.
Mass Change Ultra?
Oh, isn't that is that worth something?
I think. I don't know. I don't know what any of these cards are worth, but Kayvon might want it.
Our local
Heroes
player.
Nothing?
Nothing in this one. Vortex of Time.
Last one's Phantom Revenge. Can I get a Starlight Rico? Oh, I got the Q
Oh,
Ultra.
you got an Ultra though.
Bro, I pulled good tonight.
Hey, for the packs that you got, that was good.
I got 2 Ultras and a Secret. It's a good night. And I think Cool Tunes is going to go up in price, so it might be worth something. I will say pricing at this papers is significantly better than our papers.
Definitely.
Thomas got first place and got 12 packs.
Yeah.
I just went 2-1 and got 6, so I'm about it. And that was locals. I ended up 2-1. I finished strong. That first match, I had those misplays in the first game, and then I just took the Charmy challenge in the second game, and I did not sequence things properly and just ended up giving him way too many draws, way too much advantage for Draco Tail branded. I ended up just conceding. I ended up giving a fist bump after end phase on my turn, so he took it 2-0 against me, and then I just finished strong against the last 2 opponents that I faced. I faced that pure branded guy. Honestly, game 1 took it strong. It was kind of easy to set up the board after I didn't really let him play turn 1, and then game 2, he ends up going first again, but he sets up a good board. I draw so bad. I draw double nib, double droll. I let him do his thing. I had 1 starter. I tried to play, he stopped it, conceded. Let's go to game 3. Game 3, I go first. set up my board. He Valor's one thing, doesn't matter. And then I got the dub. It's just, I set up too many interactions and he couldn't out things. Match 3, I faced Yummy as Amina. And to be honest, I think that deck's pretty good. The Omni negates that it sets up, I will say, I think Dragoons might be unnecessary and like kind of takes you out of certain plays. But I think Yummy as Amina might have a chance to be pretty good this meta. I don't know how good because I haven't really played it much. I know what some of the cards do, but I'm thinking of just making the deck and learning it because I do think it's going to be pretty decent. When I double charmied the guy, in my opinion, I think he should have just kept playing. I think he should have kept playing and just giving me draws. Tried to just OTK me because I Fua Ash, Ghost Bell. That means like the only real interactions I have left are Valor and Nib, and I mean he puts up an Omni negate, so like I could like have 2 more interactions, but I mean I guess he would have probably given me like 8 draws and I probably definitely would have drawn into him. But even then, like he could have set up just like a crazy board because I went first. I drew double Fua, Ghost Bell, Valor, and Power Patron. Like what? Like that hand going first is awful. So I passed and let him play. Obviously I fooed him and that was enough to win. The double foo was enough for me to win that game. So shout out to the Charmies on my side for that one because I got double charmied in that first match and lost. Overall, I'm happy with tonight. I'm happy with what I did. The one thing that I need to get better at is side decking. And to be honest, the double nib, double droll kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. Like I feel like my whole side deck sucks because of it, but I know my whole side deck doesn't suck. Like I didn't play Secret Village because I didn't play against those decks, so obviously I'm going to keep the 4 Secret Village in, but like the 3 Droplet, the 3 Mourner, the 2 Droll, and the 3 Nib, I'm up in the air to see what I can change those out with. I didn't see Ghost Mourner tonight, so if I did, maybe I would have an opinion on it, but like I'm still indifferent on that card. I think in theory, it's good. Obviously, Droll's a good card. Don't need to side against Branded. They can play through it or under it. Nib is only good with certain interactions. Like if I didn't have another Nib and 2 Droll, like if I had an Ash and a Ghost Bell or like a Valor and the Nib instead of those other 3 cards, it would have been really good, but it's just the luck of the draw sometimes. And then Droplet, I sided in going first and I never saw it, so we'll keep playing with the side. If you guys have any suggestions for side decking, just let me know. I'm open for anything. The only thing that I'm probably going to keep in the side for now at least is the 3 Secret Village and the Metaverse. I think those are like the only like solid cards in that side deck. So comment what cards you think I should side, and I'll make a new side for the next locals and see how it works. Other than that, I had a really fun night. I learned a lot. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am making the matches that I had into full videos. It's just gonna take a little bit of time because I don't want to just upload the full video and like have the audio pretty crappy because it's like super loud in there. I wore a mic to make the audio a little bit better, so it might take me a little time before I get those up, but I'm gonna figure it out and then I'll have those up for you probably later in the week. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next video and I hope you have a good rest of your week. Peace.